Good morning, and good evening, and good afternoon, and wherever or whenever you may be listening, welcome to another show on the Sports Music and Life podcast. Today, I'm going to give my review on Oasis playing at Wembley on July the 30th, Wednesday, July the 30th. So first of all, so it was me, James, and Mark, Mark, Robert, and Robbie, and we met our mate Mitch there. We all set off and we got there. It was not too bad of a journey to get there. Thought it was going to be a bit more hectic. The more close you get to Wembley, it's going to be a bit more hectic. The walk into Wembley is amazing. And the vibes you're getting when you're walking in, everyone's getting right into the spirits. There's a proper good buzz before you even got in there. So Mark and Robbie, they sat in Club Wembley, so they had their own little private bar. But me, Mitch, James, we went into the fan zone, which is really good in there too. Great vibes in there straight away. And we got to see a supporting act. And they got our vocals warmed up by doing Morning Glory, and they were very good. They were didn't catch their names, should have really before I spoke about them, but oh well. It was a great experience. For anyone who's going there, will more than likely see them. And for those who ain't, I'm sorry, I'm going to probably rub this in your face just how good this was, because this was one of the most amazing gigs I've ever been to in my life. I'm not just saying that because Oasis are the best band to walk the planet. It generally was, and I'll tell you why in a bit later on. So yeah, it was great vibes. The van zone was nice. All our vocals were getting warmed up. So we were standing on pitch side. We had a very good view, fairly good view to start with. But the sound wasn't too great where we were standing, so we moved a bit more closer to the stage, and the sound got a little bit better. And it was a massive venue. I've been there, but I've got the joy to go to watch Daniel Dubois fight. But this time it was with Oasis. I was on the pitch side, and and you look up, and that place is massive. That's when you realise where somewhere's massive, when you're standing down and you're looking around. But I'll get into that, in a bit later on. So the bars, yeah, they're all right. Obviously, they're fairly busy, is what you expect. I mean, you've got people where they're sitting in the normal seats in Wembley, and you've got obviously the pitch side, so it's going to get busy there. But that is what it is. But let's get into the proper part. So for those who listen to my Stereophonic and Ed Sheeran, I'll give a review on the supporting acts. So Cast was the first up. Cast very good. Very good in general as a band. Has a good guitar player, as it always comes, and they got some good tunes, For those who don't know, I believe it's the lead singer. He wrote the song for the last. Well, he was the songs for the last. So that's a great song, great hit. One of the biggest, not one of the biggest, but it's a big tune anyway. There she goes. So, but he didn't do that. I was hoping he was going to do that, but he didn't do that. So the sound wasn't great where we were standing, so we moved to the side a bit, got a bit more closer to the stage, and we had a fairly good view. Now, I'm not exactly the tallest, so it wasn't great for me, but but it is what it is, and it's a mind-blowing place, Wembley. It is so massive. For my advice, I would stand near to, for those who are going, I'd stand near to the side of the pitch where the exits are, so you can get out quick, because believe me, getting on the underground is an absolute nightmare. Anyway, so getting into Cast. So yeah, Cast, they've done really well as a band itself. We just couldn't really hear the singing, which was a shame really. But I mean, it's not you couldn't hear it, but it's very hard to hear it. I don't know if it was the sound system that was playing up then when they were playing or what, because they did adapt it, or it was just where we were standing that made it hard to sing. But they put on their performances, and all credit to them, they were good and they entertained us, all that was there watching. I must say I met some lovely people on the day too, and we're going to get into that now. So some of the people I was standing there talking to had never seen Richard Ashcroft before, and if this is the first time I see him, and I said, believe me when I say this, he's going to be just as good, or he's going to be up there with the performance of Oasis, because he is that good. And anyone who hasn't got to see Richard Ashcroft live, or you just become a fan of Richard Ashcroft, then please go and see it, because he is an amazing talent and such an underrated artist too, and he never fails. And he come out, and I'll tell you what, he opened up with a big tune, Weeping Willow. What a tune that is. And his guitar player is so amazing too. The way he plays that guitar, he's mind blowing to see. For those who are big guitar fans, will understand how good that is to see that and the way he plays the guitar. For those who are little amateur players who wish they could play like that, well, you can't help but admire that. And even if you're not a guitar player, if you're into your rock and roll and all stuff like that, I guarantee you can admire it. And Rich's voice is amazing too. He's such a great entertainer and such a good singer, and he's got so many good tunes, and he could have done so many that day, and he left out Song for Lovers, and that's a big tune. But every tune that he done was good, and I can tell you, everyone around me was enjoying it, and they agreed with what I said. He is amazing. The whole band itself is amazing. So straight away, we're on to good vibes. So we're going to get into the Oasis now. It was hard to see them when they walked out. They come out, they're holding the hands of those who've seen it on social media or been there to see it will know what they're doing. They're coming out, and the crowd's going mental. And then they start. I won't go into what tunes they've done. For those who want to know, you can go on Spotify and type in Oasis Setlist 2025, and you can get the tunes in there. I don't want to spoil it for anyone. For those who don't want to know, but they start off with big tunes, and it goes off big time. It's going off. Everyone's jumping around, and the t-shirt was all for me. The drinks are getting thrown out. Personally, some people don't like it, but I love it. Throw as many drinks as you want. Land on me as much as you want. That's the most amazing. One of the most amazing experiences for me is being involved with all that. I love it. Although I was a bit battered and bruised the next day with the legs and that aching and all that, but it's well worth it. And the atmosphere was absolutely pumping. Liam's voice was bang on. Now, for those who see him do the Daniel Dubois fight, who didn't think his voice was great, well, I'm going to cover a bit about that, because I've always been defensive of Liam's voice, because the reason why is, if you've seen the intensity that Liam Gallagher does, it is going to strain your voice a hell of a lot, because he puts so much into that. And obviously, when he done the Daniel Dubois fight, I think Daniel Dubois AJ, you got to remember that he had been on tour with Squire, John Squire. Sorry, I forgot his name. John Squire. Doing that album he done with him, and then obviously he done the Definitely Maybe tour. So there's a lot of strain in his voice. And now the beauty, he's singing absolutely amazing. His voice was bang on. And the good thing is too is that he's got Noel backing him up there now, so he hasn't got to strain so much. And obviously Noel sung some of the Oasis songs. Well, if you don't know, then you're not a proper fan, really, are you? And obviously Noel sung some big tunes for Oasis too, so that gives Liam the break too. So you know what I mean, takes a lot less strain on. So his voice was bang on, and Noel was bang on, and watching Noel play that guitar too. And I didn't realise, I knew he was good, but I didn't realise how good he was. And I got to witness that live, and the joy on the faces. They're both loving it again. And Noel was saying he never want to play big stadium gigs again. I think he missed it deep down. If I'm quite honest, yeah, he definitely missed that deep down. And you can see that they're loving it, enjoying it, and rightly so, because that crowd, it was absolutely amazing. And I've seen little clips of videos of crowds that they are the best fans in the world, because we have it, and they get them going. Liam gets them going. And do you know what the most mind-blowing thing is when you're standing around and you're looking around and you're seeing, I think it was 96,000 people, or however many people were there, all singing every single word of their songs. How amazing that must be if you wrote that song, to have that many people singing that back to you. And for those, my advice is, as the show's coming towards the end, make your way back. And I'm even more glad I did when I'd done that, not just to get out from the rush, but to stand there on the stairs and look around. And when Noel done his most famous one, which everyone's expecting him to do, and I'm telling you now, that I got that on camera. I got that on camera, and that memory's going to live with me forever. How every single person in that stadium was singing at the top of their voice, and that for me is why that was the best gig I've ever been to in my life. And I'm not just saying it because they're the best band to walk the planet, but that is the reason why. So I really do hope for those people who didn't get tickets will get a chance, and hopefully they will bring a new album, because I'm telling you now, they're going to miss a trick now if Noel doesn't bring a new album out. If Noel does do a new album with Oasis, because he's already said that he's got songs wrote for Liam, perfect for Liam. So come on, do it. Bring it to us. Bring us that new album. When you've done this tour, have a little rest and bring us a new album. And I promise you, for those who are going, I'm not going to be let down. You're going to be in for a right treat. And for those who ain't going, unfortunately, I'm sorry to rub that into you. But please try to find something. I'm sure you'll be able to find it somewhere where you can watch some of the gig where someone's filmed it and sit back and have a couple of beers and enjoy it, because it is an absolutely amazing gig. Best experience ever. So that's my review coming to the end. I was absolutely buzzing after that gig, and rightly so, because it was a great gig and great performances all round from everyone who performed that night. So yeah, so thank you for listening on another show on the Sports Music and Life podcast, and I'll look forward to bringing you another one soon. Thank you very much.